still reviewing Punch. Any other story? Yes,
Yes, I have the VC story. So the Committee of VCs, of Vice-Chancellors of Nigeria, have responded to the letter signed by the Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Madeyin, and the Director of Revenue and Investment, Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, where they said that the auto deduction policy of gross IGR was in line with the finance circular with reference to December 2021, and they gave all the details of the circular. But the details is that the federal government would plans to deduct 40% of the internally generated revenues of federal universities. The Committee of Vice-Chancellors are saying when they have not been given autonomy, this should not even be considered by the federal government, and they're insisting they should rescind it. They said that if the federal government insists on continuing with this automatic deduction from internally generated revenues of university, of partially funded federal government institutions, they said this will fall back on parents, who are most likely, of course, parents are the ones majorly funding university education for kids in Nigeria. They are pleading, they are appealing, said that they should not shun their plea. And they said that parents should also join in fighting against this. Specifically, 40% could only be sent to the FD if there was a surplus. And if there's no surplus and they lack funding, the deductions should not go on right now. We understand that the government needs, revenue.
Yeah.
So they should tidy this up. If it is not feasible, it should not be done.
Okay, so I have the story of the Senate president who was represented by Senator representing Ogun Central, Shuaibu Salisu. They were speaking at the 100th birthday colloquium of the Second Republic lawmaker, Senator Kunle Oyero, organized by the Abeokuta Grammar School Old Boys Association and our Mr. Odunto. Odunto was also at that event. Anyway, so Otumba Tunde Odunto. So the Senate president was saying that one of the out of the three arms of government, the legislatures are the most hated and ridiculed. He said the problem is that the metrics, according to him, one arm of the government that people don't really understand is the lawmakers. He said that the problem is that the metric of measuring performance of legislators by the electorate is different from what is contained in the syllabus. According to him, what they're supposed to do is make laws, do oversight functions. But for Nigerians, the electorate, the metric they use is how many transformers you provide, how many physical material things you provide for the communities.
Yeah.
That's their own measuring the stick for returning it. So if you don't do those things, you won't get a return ticket. But Otumba Odunto advocated that lawmakers should still work part-time, regardless. Let me just make sure
I agree with him.
Yes. I want to take the story. Ongoing Israel-Hamas crisis has led to lots of death, and the Arab nation have opposed the Gaza occupation, and they want a probe by ICPC. This took place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the Joint Arab Islamic Extraordinary Summit. And they were demanding a ceasefire in the ongoing war. The United Nations public funds, as well as the United Nations Children's Funds and the World Health Organization, have called for urgent international action to end the ongoing attacks, especially on hospitals within Gaza. The summit also, in the summit, they also highlighted the fact that it's impossible to overlook the Palestinians' cause or attempt to ignore the right of the Palestinian people. So it is a combination of both sides, and they are asking that the ICPC probes what is going on. They are stressing that the Arab Peace Initiative needs to be backed by the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and that it's important that they work hand in hand to ensure there is peace within that region, especially since the vulnerable are being killed on a daily basis.
Okay, let me move on now to Daily Sun. APC wins Imo, Kogi, Diri, Silver, no faith today. Panic grips CBN staff over planned reorganization. Jam Lord Senate probes of admission racketeering. Cultists kill 5 in Rivers, give conditions for ceasefire. Identify arrest sponsors of electoral offenses in Bayelsa, Kogi, Imo, Serap tells INEC. NAF bombards terrorist stronghold in Borno, kills, scores, destroys gun trucks and others. An NGA conference at Tinubu, Amuka, Obagbena, 300 editors to storm Uyo. Governor Eno is the guest of honor. Okay?
Yes, so a major reorganization at the Central Bank of Nigeria is, what everybody is looking forward to. This was revealed by Daily Sun. It said that redeployment and appointment are part of the recommendations of the panel currently probing the activities of the bank as ordered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But now they don't know if it will involve termination of appointments, but experts are saying that the Apex Bank needs to be urgently reorganized. And the panel headed by Jim Obaze is also saying that they need to reset Nigeria's monetary policy to restore investors' confidence and general operation more efficiently. And they said that under the administration of the former president, President Muhammadu Buhari, administration, they said the CBN ran like a political party. There were actions that were politically engineered, not economically motivated. And, this is unhealthy for a regulator body because the CBN should not even dabble into politics in the first place. And so they understand that sometimes the CBN needs like a political backing or support, but it should not be taking directives directly from politicians in their everyday operations. And so there's going to be a lot of house cleaning or reorganization, however I want to call it. So there's this fear, are they going to sack some people? Are they going to keep some people? Let's see how it plays out.
Yes, so Hurricane Cardoso is in CBN also. Daily Sun, APC wins Imo Kogi. I think I said that already. Let's look at that story. Let me take the Nigerian Air Force story. So, still in Daily Sun. The Nigerian Air Force yesterday said its fighter jets under the air component of Operation Hadinkai had bombarded another terrorist haven located at the Banki Junction areas in Borno State. The NAF Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Edward Gabquet, who made the disclosure, said that the terrorists perfected their plans to attack the troops' location around the Wajiroko area, where they had hidden 4 gun trucks under the thick shrubs. He said that their efforts aimed at clearing the remnants of terrorists, coming to terms that their efforts at causing mayhem and disunity among law-abiding Nigerians is over. The terrorists, who had hidden 4 gun trucks under the thick shrubs, had earlier perfected plans to attack the friendly troops' location, and they were bombarded by the fighter jets. So I'm happy about that.
Story, the
cultists, yes.
River State. So gunmen loyal to the wanted David Gift, that is known as Tubaba. It's not the Tubaba we know.
Oh, okay.
Suspected to be responsible for the killing of the superintendent of police, Ako Angbashim, and late divisional police officer of our other police division, yesterday attacked the Odieme Renyi community in our other East local government area of River State, and they killed 5 people. They threatened to continue the killing. The court is saying that the only condition for them to stop the killing, according to an eyewitness who refused to, whose brother was also deceased, killed by these 5 people who refused to be identified, said that the courtists, some of them are Charles Osu, Ogbuola AJ, and 2 others, that they said they have to release their sympathizers and sponsors. The Nigerian police has to release their sponsors and sympathizers, as well as chiefs that the police arrested after the killing of the DPU, or else they will continue to attack that community and continue killing people.
Okay, Vanguard.
Yeah, no, I still have a story in the Sun. It's a story about the Minister for State for Defense, Matawale, speaking concerning the fact that there is hope that the government, based on the actions of the government to reduce oil theft, they're planning to boost our oil production to 1.9 million barrels before the end of this year. We're currently at about 1 million barrels per day because of the activities of oil theft within the Niger Delta region. But they said the federal government's action has been yielding results. They said there's been a combined onslaught of military against oil thieves. And that production now is at 1.7 million, and the plan is by the end of the year, it will get to 1.9. They are taking this very seriously, working in conjunction with the Navy. He said that the president had invested heavily in modern weapon and equipment for the military to be able to bring an end to all form of crime, including banditry and oil theft. And this is after he came back from a trip to Turkey, and it is to see the attack helicopters that they have been acquired by Nigeria. So we're looking forward to increased oil production because it would also mean increased forex coming into Nigeria, and hopefully Nigeria would have more defense against the drop in its naira value. There were many other things said, but if people can get the details on how they are planning to achieve the 1.9 million barrels by the end of the year.
All right, Vanguard, very quickly. Let's find a sort of notice. Alleged missing racketeering. Alleged admission racketeering. Senate probe welcome, says JAM. Wanted killer of Rivers DPO, 2 Babas men storm community, kills 5. 2024 budget, how to end Nigeria's economic woes, says Senate. Insecurity now, businesses, Matawale. Edo to become first world economy, says Obaseki and others. An annual confab, Amuka Al-Shaba, Obaya gonna lead 300 letters to Uyo. Okay, which story we have from Vanguard?
JAM racketeering. Alleged admission racketeering happening in JAM right now. The Senate had called that, JAM will be probed along this for admission racketeering, and the JAM registrar responded at an event this weekend where he said that he welcomes the Senate. He's even commending them for considering the probe. This was centered around a JAM candidate, Chinyere Ekwe, who wrote JAM and got a 291, and at the time when her score was done for post-UME rating, she had 241, which was below the course of choice, which was medicine and surgery in Nsukka. And so she was offered by the university the option of taking medical laboratory as a course, which she did. Ordinarily, you should go to JAM and do a change of course form. I feel a change of course form, which validates the new offer, which she didn't do. So the school continued with it, only for the school to over-admit for students' quota for medical laboratory, which now affected her. They are now blaming JAM for it. Yes. So JAM is saying they're completely free. They would like a probe, because they know they are.
All right, let me just take some good news coming from Edo. So Governor Obaseki, who's the chairman of the Board of Trustees at Ala Godaro Economic Summit, and the Dr. Asue Godaro have been saying yesterday that Edo State has the potential to become the first world economy on the continent. Says that since they started the summit in the last 7 years, they've attracted $4 billion, noting that the states could drag Nigeria out of its untapped potential, redirecting the nation out of poverty to a point of development. He was saying that Edo State has grown 140% from the economy of $10 billion to $25.8 billion, and is going to be growing 4%. So that's some good news. Hopefully, if they can indeed harness its potential in Edo State, it can help Nigeria to get out of poverty. Let's go on a break now.